Hello, Desert Edge. Today is Friday, May 7th, 2021. I'm Jacob Henderson. Welcome to DETV, the voice of Desert Edge High School. We have a great show lined up for today. As we bloom into May, it's time for Question of the Week. Spring has sprung, and today's question is botanically inspired. Today's question is, what flower is considered the rarest in the world? Now, with the canned food drive over, it's time to announce the winner. The winner for this year's food drive is Miss Flores' Advisory. COVID made it difficult this year, but hopefully next year, Desert Edge staff and students can come back stronger in order to help our community. Stugo would like to thank all of you who participated. Now it's time for our hot seat segment. With this being our last show, I've invited our film and TV teacher, Mr. Hoprich, to join us in the hot seat. Thanks for taking the time to be here.
Oh yeah, no problem, Jacob. Thanks for having me.
So, how long have you been supervising DETV?
This is coming to the end of my second year. I've supervised DETV just for 2 years, but I have been teaching film and television for coming on almost 20 years now. So it's been a while.
How was it trying to work DETV during at-home learning?
Oh my gosh, it was difficult, but I want to give a shout out to all my students, especially at the very beginning when we had no idea what we were doing. Beginning of the pandemic, the end of last year. If you remember, we just did like essential questions. Teachers didn't even see their students. So you can imagine what it would have been like coordinating, creating a show every week without even seeing or talking to the students. And then, of course, everything, we had 3 different learning models. Every time we changed, when we went to hybrid, we had to change how we did the show. When we went in person, we had to change how we did the show. And the students did awesome. They were super adaptable and did a great job. And we did our best to get a show out as much as we possibly could over these very hard circumstances. So.
Now, what's the plan for DETV next year?
Oh, well, hopefully things will be a little bit more normal and we'll have a normal schedule and we can be here in the studio. The nice thing about when everybody was on remote, I had a chance to come in here and upgrade the cameras, rewire everything, put in a new video switcher, get everything good to go. So we only got to use it these last couple months when we came in person. So I'm really looking forward to really using the studio, really getting the kids out there to interview people and tell stories and get a lot more video on. So.
Now, I know you've made films in the past. Any plans to film anything this summer?
Yeah, I actually have a really busy summer planned. First of all, I'm working on doing an externship with other district film and TV teachers on a actual feature film. It might be we have 2 possibilities. One would be a thriller that's being shot in LA, and the other one is a Western, probably shot in Texas because they have tax breaks. And then I'm also working on a personal documentary about punk rock in the 1990s. So I have a lot of stuff to keep me busy for sure.
All right. Thank you again, Mr. Hoprich, for hopping onto the studio for our burning questions. It's time to get updated on what's been going on in the world. Our news anchor, Noah, has been checking the news feeds for the latest stories. What have you found, Noah?
Thanks. Like you said, I've been doing my best to find the latest national and international stories. Today we have an update about January 6th riots, mortgage rates, and a baby wallaby on the world news docket. Let's get started. First, Eric Mutual of Tennessee was seen on a viral video carrying plastic zip tie restraints inside the Capitol on January 6th, and his mother, Lisa Eisenhart, is also charged in the insurrection. The pair were released under strict conditions, including being banned from talking to any other Capitol riot co-defendants, including each other. On Thursday, Mutual's attorney asked a federal judge for permission for the call to take place, and he told the judge the two wouldn't talk about any aspect of the case. Second, the mortgage rate for 30-year mortgages fell slightly over the past week, with marking 3 straight weeks where rates remained below 3%, according to Freddie Mac. The average interest rate on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage fell to 2.96%, and the 15-year fixed rate mortgage dropped to 2.30%. However, interest rates are expected to continue to move higher over the course of the year. Third and finally, the Detroit Zoo has debuted a new joey. A baby wallaby was born in October to first-time mom Alucia. The zoo says the joey has been inside its mother's pouch since birth, but now that it has a fine layer of fur, it is time to venture out into the wilderness. The zoo says the gender of joey will be determined when she or he is a little older. That's it for what's going on in the world. Back to you, Jacob.
Interest rates for houses are not the only thing that's going up. Interest in next year's sports team is going up as well. Let's go to Alex to tell us more.
We sadly do not have any scores for you today. However, we do have some sports announcements. First, Desert Edge Girls Badminton is starting up soon and is actively looking for athletes for the 2021 to 2022 season. All interested members should send an email to Coach Kranick at skranick@aguafria.org for more information. Wrestling is open for spring Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays after school. Students will learn the basics of wrestling to prepare for the next year's season. Students have a huge head start. Students must come in exercise clothes, a mask, and a personal water bottle. The only other requirement right now is for interested students to sign up for a USA Wrestling card. For more assistance, use on the USA Wrestling card needed. Stop by C4 with Mr. Ling. That's it for sports. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Alex. Now, Anya is back, but this time with news of the past. Anya?
Thanks, Jacob. Today we will look at an event that plunged the U.S. into the war to end all wars, World War I. On May 7, 1915, the passenger ship, the Lusitania, was attacked. The British passenger ship was torpedoed by a German submarine off the coast of Ireland, losing 1,198 of its 1,924 passengers, including 114 Americans. The attack hastened neutral America's entry into World War I. The death of so many innocent civilians at the hands of the Germans galvanized American support for entering the war, which eventually turned the tide in favor of the Allies. That's all for today. Back to you, Jacob.
Thanks, Anya. Well, we've had some time to think about today's question of the day. The question was, what flower is considered the rarest in the world? And the answer is the Middlemas red camellia. These flowers are so rare that only 2 plants in existence. These flowers reside at the conservatories in Cheswick, London, and Wantagai, New Zealand. That does it for today, and sadly, this is our last show of the school year. It's been a difficult year, but we'd like to thank everyone for sticking around with us as we try to continue to produce shows in an ever-changing environment. Remember, you can send us requests, suggestions, story ideas, and announcements to DETV2012@gmail.com. Until next school year, I'm Jacob Anderson. Have a great day, Scorpions.